environment. The natural surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives is called its environment. Our environment comprises both living things such as plants, animals, birds, and man or human beings, as well as non-living things like sunlight, air, water, and land. The environment supports the growth, development, and survival of all living things. All living things constantly interact with other living things and non-living things for their survival. Plants and animals need a clean environment for their healthy growth.
Pollution. When harmful chemical substances are released into the environment, whether land, air, or water, they cause extensive damage to the environment. This is referred to as pollution, and the harmful substances are called pollutants. Pollution not just causes several diseases, but also endangers the overall existence of living things by damaging the ecosystem. Types of pollution. There are different types of pollution: air, water, land, that is soil, and noise pollution, that is sound pollution. Air pollution. Air becomes polluted when toxic and undesirable substances like harmful gases, dust, smoke, etc. are released into the atmosphere. This affects the health and well-being of all those who breathe it. Causes of air pollution. Emission of harmful gases due to industrial and manufacturing activities. Natural phenomena such as volcanoes and wildfires, which release pollutants such as smoke and soot. In villages, farmers burn dry agricultural wastes in fields and farms, while in towns and cities, people often burn plastics, rubber, garbage, and old tires, thereby releasing pollutants into air. Gases emitted due to burning of fossil fuels in vehicles. Greenhouse gases released by thermal power plants. Water pollution. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies when harmful substances are thrown directly or indirectly into them. This makes the water unfit for use and at times dangerous too. Wastewater from factories, power plants, and manufacturing industries contains many harmful and toxic substances. When this water is released into rivers, lakes, seas, and oceans, it ruins the quality of water, thereby affecting aquatic ecosystem. polluted water greatly harms the marine life, flora and fauna in seas and oceans. Causes of water pollution. Large amounts of pesticides and fertilizers used by farmers washed away by rain into streams, rivers and lakes. Factory wastes and residues dumped into nearby water bodies. Domestic activities like bathing, washing utensils, clothes and animals pollute water bodies. Dumping domestic garbage in or close to water bodies. Land pollution. Dumping of garbage and waste material on land or underground in a way that can contaminate the soil and groundwater is termed as land pollution. The garbage decays and becomes a breeding place for rats, mosquitoes, flies, and other disease carriers. It also becomes a source of unpleasant odor and dangerous chemicals which seep into the soil and make it unfit for agriculture. They also pollute underground water sources. Sources of land pollution. Agricultural residues, pesticides and fertilizers. Burning of solid waste. When solid fuels like coal, wood and other things like paper, plastics and rubber etc. are burnt, the debris left behind pollutes the soil. Mining activities. Mining and other activities which require cutting of trees ruin the land quality. Industrial waste. Metal and plastic materials are carelessly disposed as solid garbage by manufacturing industries. These substances release dangerous chemicals as they react with the air and water, mostly in the harsh heat of the sun. Metal, glass, paper, etc., when dumped along with organic waste in landfill areas instead of recycling. Noise pollution. Sound forms an integral part of our lives. We enjoy talking and listening to music, but loud music in concerts, public and private functions make us feel tired and irritable. This is called noise pollution. Noise pollution has affected the lifestyle of humans to a great extent. Sources of noise pollution. Transportation. Motor vehicles, aeroplanes, submarines and ships. Home appliances. Food mixers and grinders, pressure cookers, vacuum cleaners, coolers and air conditioners, generators in markets and homes. Public functions. excessive use of loudspeakers in musical concerts, marriages, and celebration of festivals. Factories and industries. Several manufacturing processes use machines that produce a very loud sound while working. Sirens also create a loud and deafening sound. This also creates tremendous noise pollution. Construction work like drilling and demolishing buildings cause noise pollution.
Effects of pollution. Pollution damages the environment, whether it is land, water, or air. It adversely affects plant and animal life on Earth. Environmental pollution is one of the biggest problems faced by man today. Here are some ill effects of pollution. Air pollution causes a number of diseases of the eyes as well as of the respiratory system. People living in industrial areas often suffer from breathing problems. Some harmful gases released by factories combine with water vapor and cause acid rain, which damages soil, plants as well as buildings. Plants that grow in polluted soil are of a poor quality. Consuming polluted water causes waterborne diseases such as dysentery, cholera, typhoid, and jaundice, besides skin infections. Earaches, headaches, and disturbed sleep are often related to being in noisy areas for long periods of time.
Global warming. The Earth is naturally warmed by the rays of the sun that enter the atmosphere. Some of the gases in the atmosphere are called greenhouse gases. They absorb the heat of the sun and keep the earth warm in the nights. This prevents the earth from becoming drastically cold after sunset. But in recent years, due to the increase in burning of fossil fuels and cutting down of trees, the greenhouse gases have increased above their optimal levels in the atmosphere. This has resulted in rising global temperature accompanied with melting of ice sheets around the earth. This is referred as global warming.
Destruction of the protective ozone layer. The ozone layer is a protective layer in the upper part of the atmosphere. This layer prevents the harmful ultraviolet UV rays of the sun from entering the Earth's atmosphere. It has been observed that air pollution is now creating holes in this protective ozone layer, resulting in the UV rays reaching the Earth, affecting plant life, as well as causing various skin and eye disorders in human beings. Care of the environment is in our own hands. Every effort taken towards cutting down environmental pollution will make a difference. solar energy and wind energy must be utilized to create alternate fuel. CNG is a non-polluting fuel and must therefore be widely used. People must be encouraged to develop a better sense of community health and hygiene. Vehicles and factories must regularly be checked for emission of poisonous gases. People must use more public transport and walk down or ride a bicycle over short distances. More trees must be planted and deforestation must be prevented. Usage of fertilizers, pesticides, etc. must be reduced to the minimum. Usage of plastic bags and other plastic items is a major cause of land pollution and must therefore be banned. Disposal of waste. Homes, offices, factories and construction sites generate large quantities of garbage or waste, which is mostly dumped in open space. This acts as a breeding ground for mice, rats and other rodents and insects such as mosquitoes and cockroaches that spread diseases rapidly. It is therefore very important to dispose of waste in the correct manner. The proper disposal of waste is called waste management. Compost. Leftover food, rotten vegetables, eggshells and other kitchen waste rot and decay slowly in the soil. During this process, they get converted into rich compost by way of natural decomposition and the reaction of sunlight, rain, air, insects and small animals that live in the soil. This process is called composting and generates a natural fertilizer that is excellent for plant growth. Biogas. This is also known as gobar, cow dung gas. The decaying of animal dung, kitchen wastes, vegetable wastes and sewage and farm waste produces a mixture of gases which can be used as an alternate means of fuel, that is, cooking gas, electricity in small amounts. It is an effective way of reducing pollution since it makes use of waste which is generated regularly. Sanitary landfill. Look at the truck emptying the garbage. Sanitary landfill is a method of controlled disposal of large quantities of municipal solid waste refuse on land. The waste is first spread in thin layers and is then compressed by heavy machinery. Several such layers are made and compacted on top of one another. At the end of each day, the compacted refuse is covered with a layer of compacted soil to prevent foul odor. All modern landfill sites are carefully selected away from the residential areas and agricultural land. However, proper care has to be taken bearing a landfill.